What are the common problems with spray nozzles in gas scrubbing applications and how to overcome them? Number one is too big a droplet size. This will be a problem because droplet size is the main thing that affects absorption rates, it affects the surface area of the spray. So if our drop sizes are too big, we haven't got as big a surface area as we want, and that affects the overall absorption rate of the scrubber. So how do we overcome that? Well, we get a smaller drop size. So we need to look at the nozzle, look at the pressure at which it's spraying, look at all of the other factors that affect drop size and try to get that drop size down so we can improve the surface area and improve the absorption rate. And there's a number of different ways that we can do this. I won't cover them all in this video, but it's all about the nozzle and nozzle selection and then some factors around the fluid supply, pressure and that sort of thing. Problem number two is too small a drop size. If we get drop sizes too small, especially in fast moving gas flows, they can get entrained very, very quickly. So they won't reach all of the gas flow. And so we've got areas of gas flow that simply aren't getting any absorber spray into them. So we can have the opposite problem as in the previous point. We may want to increase the drop size. Again, there's a number of different ways we can do that with correct nozzle selection. It's often a question of balance in specifying spray nozzles for gas scrubbers. In one respect, the smaller the drop size, the better, as we're getting more surface area. But in another respect, too smaller drop sizes won't penetrate into the gas flow enough. So we've got to get a balance, we've got to get an optimum drop size there. And it's all down to nozzle selection. Problem number three, the gas flow is moving too fast. So if we've got a very, very fast moving gas flow, it can be very, very difficult to get absorber sprays to go where they need to go, or getting where they need to go with any sensible drop size that's producing any decent amount of surface area. So what do we do about this? Well, quenching the gas flow, so pre-quenching it, cooling it down before we get it to hit the absorber part of the system, that's obviously always a good thing to do because if we slow the gas down, we'll contract it, it'll start to move slower. And we can also look at maybe widening the chamber. So we have either quench chambers or absorber chambers where we widen the chamber through which the gas is going, temporarily slow it down, get the absorber sprays going in there so that it can do their thing, and then we can narrow it down again and the gas can speed up. If it's moving too fast, we just need to work out a way to slow the gas down, basically. Fourth problem is wear of nozzles and general maintenance concerns. Scrubbers can be nasty places. They're hostile environments, they've got lots of corrosives in them, lots of hot gases in them, so we need to take care of our spray nozzles. Spray nozzles are relatively delicate things. A little bit of damage, a little bit of corrosion, a little bit of erosion can greatly affect the spray pattern and the drop size that comes out of them, and that can affect the overall effectiveness of the scrubber. So we need to pay careful attention to how we're going to actually maintain these nozzles and check on them. So we might want to look at retractable lances. So can we get those nozzles out of the gas flow for regular inspection and maintenance to make sure that they're operating correctly. And then another thing we need to consider is material selection. This is very, very important. So we need to select the right material on the spray nozzle for the environment that it's in. So we make nozzles in exotic alloys that will deal with high temperatures, that will be very corrosion resistant. We can do them in ceramics for very abrasion resistant environments that require that. Fifth problem that often scuppers a good gas scrubbing application is an uneven gas flow. Gas flows tend to move around a lot. They may not be even, they may be turbulent, and this can affect where the spray will go, often in quite complicated ways. And we can offset this with baffles within the gas column that will help to even out the gas flow. But even that can still get very, very complicated. We might have uneven temperature distributions in there, so that can affect things even further. And the only real way to compensate for that, to let us vary where we put our absorber sprays to compensate for all the complexities within that gas flow, is to do a full CFD analysis, which we can do. That's time consuming and expensive, but that's the only real way to be certain when we've got very uneven gas flows going in interesting ways within the chamber.